I'm gonna go on a date.
my Mija, I'm sending my Mija off on a date.
So she's gonna do my makeup because I'm not really good at that stuff. I just kind of do like the essentials. So I don't know if you'll be able to see any of this or if we'll use any of this footage, but
also she touches her face way too much, so this will be gone in like...
I'll try not to.
Okay, here we go. I'm also going to shut those blinds because the light coming through is messing with our stuff, but first I have to get this foundation off my hands.
Really bright.
We should maybe put it over here.
Okay.
You like this foundation?
Yeah,
it matches
no, it's
you
really
actually
nice.
perfectly. Okay, so if you're Maya's color, this is the Born This Way in the color Golden Beige.
It's Too Faced.
This is the best foundation ever. Like, literally. Okay. Now we're gonna do the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Sand.
This might be a whole ass video by itself.
No, yeah, because I'm about to slay the fuck out of you. So I like to do a concealer that pretty much matches my skin tone, my actual skin tone, but maybe a shade lighter, because I like to wear this, like I can wear this alone on my skin. And then for the purposes of this little dinner date, we're gonna add something much lighter.
Wait, but why?
Why? Because this is going to brighten up your eyes and make you look much more sexual. So we're doing a basic color that matches her skin, and then we're going to do a color that's much lighter, maybe like 2 shades lighter, to brighten this area. Close. Always put your concealer on your eyelid and cover any veins and hyperpigmentation. I'm a makeup artist. No, but I've also watched a lot of makeup YouTube videos. Cause
I just really
I feel like people really forget to like cover their eyeballs or their eyelids. And I'm like, you look like shit, I can see your veins. You can't be smiling and laughing while I'm doing this. Okay. Open. Yeah, and that's the other thing. When you're...
then stop being funny.
I can't. Okay. Mariah's perfect and her skin looks really good, so I'm not going to really add concealer anywhere else, but usually on my own self I would put it like in red spaces here and like maybe on my chin. I'll put a little bit there.
Thank you to my Dove soap face regimen.
I was watching your skin regimen video and you're like, if you're like me and you grew up washing your face with a bar soap. I'm like,
I did.
So did I. Okay, close. See?
I fucked it up.
I know, you can't have facial expressions when you're wearing makeup.
Okay, except for naked.
I just set her under eyes with the Coty Airspun powder. So now I'm going in with the Morphe bronzer in Debutante.
Cut me down.
About to cut ya.
Especially this double chin because, you know, quarantine got me good.
The quarantine 15?
No. I was like, I worked really hard not to get that.
I know, I was like, I lost weight during the fucking quarantine, but that's
yeah, I did, but then like the after quarantine happened where we like thought we were gonna be able to come back out and then we weren't, and it was like, oh damn.
I always put bronzer on the forehead too. Mariah has a perfect size forehead, and I feel like I have a good size forehead too. So we don't technically need it here, but I feel like it just ties it all in.
I feel like it just helps blend in the foundation to my hairline too. Yeah. Because sometimes you'll be like, oh, your hairline looks really light.
It brings attention to like the middle of your face.
It's a process.
So I was pretty messy with that bronzer, so I'm gonna clean it up with this powder.
I need to hire you every day.
I charge a lot. You can afford me. So I'm just gonna cut right here, and I'm not gonna bake it. I don't like that look. I feel like it like really dries out your skin. We're gonna wipe this off right after. And also this powder, I really don't feel like, honestly I wouldn't recommend this to brown skinned girls because
it's super light.
It's super light, and it really does leave a cast on like if you're doing flash photography, it leaves a cast for sure. It's like kind of hard to wipe off. I would do this with like a more yellow powder, I would prefer, or I guess maybe for you even a pink one. But we're gonna wipe it right off, so. But yeah, you see that cut? Whoo! So we're gonna wipe that right off. But as you can see, like, yeah, it definitely leaves like a white cast. Blend that shit in. Next, I think it's always super important to do highlighter before you do blush.
Put the highlighter all over my face.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use, I don't think I've used this on you before, but this is like a rose gold highlighter. It's from Mercier. It's called Indiscretion. And I like this one. I only use this one when I'm tan because it honestly kind of has like a bronzy effect. I like to do tip of nose.
My lip too. Right there.
Ooh. Yeah, and then I like to do right here. Not down the whole nose, just right there.
Why?
It sinks your, it pops this part out, which sinks your nose in to make it look smaller.
Interesting.
Mariah has like a perfect nose. I like contour my nose a little bit, but hers is perf.
Except for when I fell.
Remember we were in Vegas and that girl was like, can I take a photo of your nose?
So we're in Vegas and we're at Starbucks and we're hungover and we're waiting for our order to be called and this lady's staring at me and I'm like, Nicole, the lady's staring at me. And she's like, yeah, she is. And then the lady starts approaching and I'm like, fuck, she's coming. And the lady comes over and she's like, I'm so sorry that I was staring, but I just recently broke my nose and my plastic surgeon said that I could have any nose I wanted and I want yours. Can I take a picture? And I was like, yes, you can! Because I am so flattered by that.
Yeah,
but also really creeped out.
And literally before that point, I was like, I had never really looked at your nose like that, and then I was like, wow, her nose is actually like literally perfect.
But then I was really upset with myself because, okay, so that was when we were 21, and then I think my 23rd birthday, we went wine tasting. I hope nobody's watching this. I fell on my face.
Everyone's watching.
And I feel like now I have a little bump on my nose.
Do you?
I don't know. It's not perfect anymore.
I would have never noticed. Always, my tip is to put your highlighter on before you do blush because I feel like highlighter can be very like choppy. And so putting your blush on can make it like, can blend it in. I like to use a blush that like is almost like a bronzer but like a dusty rose. I feel like that looks really good on our skin tone. Oh, I guess I'll show it. It's almost gone though. So this one.
Like a mauve.
Yeah, so like a mauve. Basically a bronzer, but with more pinks in it, I guess. Or like rose colored in it. But this is like very flattering. And then, yeah, I can't leave the house without blush. I feel like it just makes you look alive. To dust blush literally all over my face, and I'm going to do this to you too. I feel like putting it in the center of the nose makes you look like sun-kissed. Stop wrinkling your face.
Sorry. What is a date? I'm really nervous, guys.
Yeah, you look sun-kissed now. We'll be right back. So
I put some eyebrows on. You really probably can't tell, but I just filled them in a little bit so that way they don't feel
your cheekbones are cut though.
Yeah.
So I'm using the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's pretty ratchet because I use this like every day. I'm going to do a super simple look on her, but she doesn't need much because she has beautiful eyes. I'm going to use this color on her lid. It's like a shiny gold. And then in the crease, I'm probably going to do this. This is almost gone. I'll use this too. And then maybe on the outside corner, I'll use a little bit of this. So here we go.
And so right now our liquid inspiration is the She Island Citrus Spritzer. It's so delicious. I hope this will focus in.
Alright, close.
And I'll try not to blink.
So I'm going in the crease with I just mix like a bunch of like browns basically. And I'm using a super fluffy like blending brush from MAC. It's a 224 actually. it's the best blending brush I've ever used.
You're fine. The fact that you offered was like, oh, she's feeling extra nice today.
I was like, what are we gonna do? I love doing your makeup though. I always am like, let me do your makeup.
I feel like you resist it because you don't like no, she doesn't deserve it today. I really do. I really feel like
that's
I really
not
feel like
why.
I really feel like you always want to do my makeup, but then you're like, no.
No,
today.
No, that's okay. The only time I do always want to do your makeup, the only times that I'm like no is if like I know we're running like low on time.
Which is all the time because Nicole takes forever.
Yeah.
Take the.
So I'm taking this gold shadow from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And yeah, I'm just layering on top of what I already did. And yeah, these shadows are so bomb and this looks so good. It's like a bronzy gold. And you can make it like as subtle or as like vibrant as you want. I'm only going about I'm going about 3/4 of the way in, so like starting from the inner corner to the outside of her eye, because I'm gonna add a little bit of red. I think there's a really pretty red, like coppery shimmer shadow in this palette too. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of that because she's wearing a really pretty dress that has some red in it. Yeah, I like to spray the brush after the shadow's already on. I don't know, that's just a preference for me. I feel like when you dip the brush in when it's hella wet, it like fucks up the eyeshadow. Oh, this is so pretty. To blend that in, I'm gonna just go back in with like the crease colors that I used, which was just like a mixture of browns that I showed earlier. Because I don't want there to be like a harsh line or it to look like ratchet. This color here, it's like a red, but it also has some copper tones. I'm barely going to use a little bit of it and just kind of mix it into the middle and the outer like 1/4 of her eye. Oh, this is such a pretty color. Wow. Yeah. It literally looks like a like golden sunset on your eyelid. Really pretty. So I added that, and then once again I'm just going to go back. I'm not going to dip into any more browns. I'm just going to go back with the fluffy brush and just like smooth out any edges. And I don't like to do any sort of eyeshadow without adding to the under. So I'm going back in with the browns that I used in her crease. And I put powder under her under eye, and basically I like messily like cut out a shape just to get rid of like any like fallout shadow and make it more of a like a shape. Not a harsh shape, but it's there. And then with the powder there, I'm going to add all those browns that I did to her crease under her eye. And this is not like, I'm using a fluffy brush, so it's going to be very like messy. And having that powder underneath is going to like kind of like dilute or like dissipate the pigment, which is good. That's what we want. We don't want it to be like super noticeable. We want it to be like blending and like just look like a like fading out. I haven't slayed somebody like this, including myself, in a minute. To get rid of any other powder that's like on her face at all that I didn't wipe away, I'm gonna spray her pretty heavily with this spray. This is the Make It Dewy by Milani. I like this a lot. It kind of reminds me of what does it remind me of? It reminds me of a mix between the Mario Badescu and the Urban Decay.
That's what I was thinking, the purple one.
Mm-hmm. Close your eyes. She makes way too many facial expressions. I'm gonna do, for the inner corner highlight, I want to do something that matches the highlight that she has on the rest of her face. So I'm gonna mix like a yellow toned shimmer shadow. I'm gonna do one more spray and then I think we're done. We just need some mascara and if you want lashes.
Why not? Okay, so here we have the final look. So Nicole put some eyelashes on me, which I cannot do myself, so thank you. Yeah, fire, and I am feeling very, very put together until I step out into the heat, and then all of a sudden the sweat starts happening. My hair is looking voluptuous, and I am ready.
Ready to go.
Until I get there, and they're like, what would you like to drink? And I'm like, okay, so I will see you guys in future videos. Like, subscribe, and tell me what you want to see. Bye.